What's up, guys? This is Mike here with Ninja Trading, here to bring your weekly update of 621. And I apologize for the day delay, but yesterday I did have to take some time off, celebrate Father's Day. We went to SeaWorld. It was a lot of fun. I'm a little bit burnt. I don't know if you can see, I'm a little bit lobstering, so excuse the redness. But so same as every single week, we'll first go over a perspective of people that are swing traders or that trade altcoins on a larger term perspective. We'll go over what we talked about last week and how that progressed, so you can see how each and every single week the updates progress. And then last but not least, we'll go over some of the shorter time frame stuff for the TA nerds like myself, right? So first things first, if you look at the chart, so I have some breaking news for you guys, right? We are still in the month-long range. So there's your breaking news. And I say this because I see all these headlines on the crypto Twitter sphere or the crypto YouTube. Every time we come up to the top of the range, it's like breaking news. Bitcoin is going to the moon. Every time we come down to the bottom of the range, it's like breaking news. Bitcoin is going to the crypto abyss, right? We're going down to 10K or whatever it is, right? And this is not to make fun of anybody or be mean, but hear my heart out on this. There is so much, I guess, sensationalism on these titles out there that I see a lot of people follow, like all the FOMO hype when price goes up a little bit, and the panic selling when the price goes down. I've seen so many people hurt. So I just don't like the results that they're causing when all it is we're literally in a sideways range that I gave about a month ago. And I want to play you this clip from the update from this is from 531, and I was talking about referring to the update from the previous week. So hopefully you can hear the volume on this. 3rd of May. Yeah, we were right here. We had just bounced when I gave the update. I said after a big move like that, we're likely to range. Even up to months on end and just bore the crap out of people before we make our next big. So that was on 531. I don't know if you can hear, but on 531, I was talking about the week before. I said we're likely to range for months on end and just bore people, right? So we could form one of these 1 to 3 month ranges. And here we are, still in the range a month later after the big price drop. And, this relates to what I said last week and literally every single week on these updates. If you are a swing trader on Bitcoin, or if you hodl, or if you just buy and sell spot Bitcoin, or you just, trade altcoins, right? And full disclaimer, this is not talking about people with hodl positions. I have my hodl positions that I don't sell, right? This is not referring to your Bitcoin positions that you hold on to for 10 years, because I do believe in the long term, they'll go up, very high. All my trading accounts are Bitcoin settled. So I'm obviously a Bitcoin bull long term. I mean, just kidding. I have demo accounts that have no Bitcoin. But what I was saying with that is, with your short-term Bitcoin, like if you're one of those people that you're likely to panic sell down here and FOMO buy up here, this is the type of audience that I'm talking to. Like if you care about what happens to your Bitcoin and altcoins short-term, this is for you, especially for altcoins, right? So I've been saying every single time, when we approach the bottom of the range, you want to accumulate more Bitcoin, or you want to buy back some of the altcoins you might have taken profit on. When you're back at the top of the range, you want to take profits or sell some of your altcoin or your spot Bitcoin, or swing longs or swing buys, swing shorts, swing sells. Same thing. Bottom of the range, look to accumulate. Top of the range, look to take profits or sell some, right? And this is not don't 100%. I was looking at another YouTube video of a guy who has like 200,000 followers. He was like making fun of people that trade the range. And he's like, oh, like I'm not interested in all these, scalps and, whatnot. I'm in it for the whole pie. He proceeded to say that he lost a couple percent trying to trade the breakouts. Like, look at this, right? We're in a massive range. Even if you didn't catch this whole move, look how much, like, even if you didn't catch these intermediate moves, just look at this right here. $11,000 move, back down. $10,000 move, back up. Almost $10,000 move. We won't even count like this in between, right? Back down. $10,000 move. Back up. Right? $10,000 move. So far, back down. $9,000 move, right? We've been long in the bottom of the range. As a lot of you guys know, I have a long from down here. I had longed in intermediary that a lot of them have, been taking profits on or stopped out long over here. Initially shorted this, all the way back down. We shorted this down to here. We shorted, I didn't catch this one, which I was on baby duty, but we shorted right here, we shorted right here, and all the way down, right? So, look at this. So this is essentially 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 worth of price action, right? If you caught half of it, that's $30,000 just within this range. Just literally, if you just, simplest thing ever, swing trade, long the bottom, short the top, you have 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 touches, right? So even if you caught half of it, you're $60,000 move, this is the all-time highs, right? If you caught all of it, that would be the equivalent of us breaking up to 100 grand and you're catching that kind of price action, right? So I personally love range trading, whether you trade Bitcoins or altcoins, because altcoins are just all following Bitcoin right now. So I personally love the range trading. There's so much money to be had right here. So I really want to just first and foremost break the mindset of, you can only trade breakouts, right? Because I've shown you, and you guys could, follow me on social media and all that. I show you literally all the trades that we take for massive profits. I mean, look, in a boring range, we're at 200,000 pips on the month, right? Now, granted, we're not, on pace to hit 420,000 like last month. But guys, in a boring range where there's no breakout, where people try to tell me that you cannot make money off this boring range and trade the breakout, guys, we're making a killing. So, and again, that's not to jab, fun, or be mean to anybody that only trades breakout. Like, hey, everybody has their style, but look, if you're a breakout trader, you would have got wrecked on every single breakout of this range so far. And look, is the range going to break one day? Absolutely, right? So let's say even if it breaks on this next attempt and we long, we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades, right? We won 6 trades so far to maybe the one losing. And if this goes very long, maybe we've won 12 trades, right, to the one loss. So even if we won 3 trades to one loss with the proper stop loss, perfectly fine with that. So is the range going to break? Yes, one day. But you've literally had to take no trades this last month, or failed breakout trades, as opposed to if you're a range trader, as opposed to someone that just trades the range, and you made an absolute killing trading those range. And on the flip side, we still have shorts from up here and we have longs from down here. So right now, if this breaks down, we have shorts that, instead of trying to break out short right here, we have shorts from up here that are in profits. Same thing if it breaks up now, we have longs from down here. So instead of trying to break out long up here, we already have longs from down here that will catch the breakout trade. So see how this method is so much better, but with just emotions every single week. And I get these questions every single week, and I get it, human emotion. When we're up here, people still ask me if it's a good time to buy. Down here, people still ask me if it's a good time to sell, right? And last week or a week and a half ago down here, I was telling my group, like, hey, we're at the bottom of the range. It's time to look to accumulate your longs or Bitcoin. When we're like right up here, I was saying, hey, we're at the value area high. It's time to look to take profits or sell, right? Right now, it's time to look to accumulate, which I'm personally looking for about 30.5K. But this is the time to accumulate again. This is not the time to panic sell, right? Can we break down here from here? Yes. But if you just panic sell the bottom of ranges every time and panic buy the top ranges every time, that is not a good strategy long term. So with that being said, for the people who own alts, I think we go a little bit lower from here. And I post more intraday setups and entries, but around the 30.5 range, or what I posted a few weeks ago in the high 29s or mid 28s, is where I think we'll go down to before bouncing back up. And overall, this is a very bullish sign for me. And I'll tell you why. I said this last week because when we came up here, I can show you guys the volume profiles later, or if you guys just want to take my word on it. We were coming up here with very, very big volume, and I was saying I'm not convinced of this breakout, which is why we were looking for shorts up here. And I was kind of a little bit annoyed that I was looking for the swing failure And look at this, we had a speed perfect speed fan 618 resistance touch, but I was on baby duty, so whatever. And we did not get a deep deep enough bounce to warrant a short, so we ended up shorting down here, which is not the end of the world. But so I was saying that I wasn't very convinced on the bounce right here because the volume and the delta on net longs was not very big. And if you don't know what that means, that's okay. All that I was saying is I'm not very convinced on this bounce, right? And then I was saying that if we stay in the range, that's more bullish than if we broke up to like 43K. You know, we were looking for around 43K as an ideal target for a swing short, because if we broke up to a 43K or 48K and came down, I think it was very likely that we break the bottom of the range, right? But from this posturing is actually a very bullish posturing, even though the volume delta looks lower term time frame bearish. I think the probability of us breaking way down on the range is very low. But I do think we could, you know, do one of these around 30, that's, yeah, 30.5K and go up, or we can do one of these, right? Sweep the lows, grab all the liquidity. And I was saying, I don't have time to find this, but in my update video from last week or the week before, someone could help me find this if you want. But I was saying, I don't think this is the overall breakout, because we have not taken all this liquidity and the volume wasn't very high. So we have not grabbed all these stops, and you can watch my market psychology video to get a better understanding of this. We have not grabbed all this liquidity stops to blast off, which if we see all this liquidity grabbed and we bounce, that's very bullish to me. Same thing on why I don't think we're very bearish, although we did get an increase of volume right here. You know, we still have these highs, which everybody that's shorting right here probably had their stop loss above here. So that's why, you know, I was saying if we grab 30 or 43K first and came down, that would be very bearish, because then you have all of the people that would be FOMOing long up here that would fill all the big shorts or sell orders that would plummet down. So I think overall, I mean, nothing's 100% probability, right? You just have to trade the highest probability and have a backup plan. Excuse me. But I don't think that, you know, we break the range and stay below. Do I think we can swing fairly and grab liquidity? Yes. So we're still in an overall neutral range. I do think there's a 5-time pivot somewhere in the early July. So sometime towards the end of the month to early July, I think we could form a major high or a major low, whether we come down here or come up here. But for the time being, look, we've been gifted a perfect range, and just trade the range until it breaks. You know, look to accumulate down here, look to you know, redistribute up here, right? And I posted these charts, but this is all of the other levels that I'm looking for. If you don't have the charts, you can pause the video. So that was the higher time frame, older time frame, higher time frame, naked pointed controls. We have some naked pivots. These things have a 90% hit rate, so I always pay attention to those. But because of all those, I do think we either come up from here, or I think the more likely scenario, we come down a little bit more and then we drip towards the top of the range, and we'll take it from there. So that's the higher term perspective. All the other swing trades, there's really no change from previous weeks. We're literally doing all the same things, right? We're just range bound. I do think this speed fan could catch the low if we come down here, right? Hit the between the 618 and the 66 of this speed fan. Let me hide that. But long story short, guys, look, we're still in a range, and you know, if you follow the YouTubes, I really want to just try to help you guys calm the fear and the panic, because YouTube, now people are talking about the death cross, people are talking about the giant head and shoulders pattern that you might be seeing. And here's another video that I'll show you guys that shows this, right? This was like a month ago that I posted in my psychology video, that will pretty soon we'll be seeing a giant head and shoulders pattern. People will be getting super bearish, and that I'll be filling a lot of long or buy positions, and I think that could be the next leg up. And let me just watch this, right? All these, you know, all these bad trades. Watch this. So I bet you the next one that's coming. Watch. You have, where's my head and shoulders? I just saw this right now. So, okay. See this right here? Something like this, right? That's not perfect. It just, you know, drew it up. or if price goes up to somewhere around 48K, right? So if we see one of these, it'll get a lot of traders offsides as well because they're like, oh my god, a huge macro inverse head and shoulders. Let's see. So the textbook measure move of this from the breakout line is actually negative $4,000, ladies and gentlemen. Textbook inverse head and shoulders. Bitcoin going to negative $4,000. Grab your 100x shorts now. So guys, this was posted on June 1st. And so this is not hindsight trading. This was posted on June 1st that I saw will be the next fear tactic, right? Of what these market makers are printing to get people super, super bearish. And, it's not to poke fun at pattern traders, but as you can see how ridiculous that sounds with your textbook target of the head and shoulders down to negative $4,000. But guys, look, this is not the time to be bearish, but I do see so there's a death cross happening. That's the meme now, the head and shoulders. I do see if that's playing out, we'll probably get a drop and then fill a lot of liquidity on the market maker side. I'll be going long with my, with a buy order. And I think that could be our next 100K pop. But for now, look, until then, we just trade the range and make bank off of the range. There's really nothing more to it. I think it's just, plain and simple. Couple of other things that I do want to bring up that's a little bit, oh, look at that. Gold hit the golden pocket bounce, and golden pocket works in gold too. And look at that. The ES hit the golden pocket, which is a crypto tool, but working very well, right? So there's no direct correlation, but a lot of world markets do have influence. Like, I didn't think it was going to happen, but if the ES just literally rolled over and and just did one of these, that I would be more concerned for Bitcoin. But we're getting a major bounce on ES, we're getting a major bounce on gold. What's the Dixie doing? By the way, for those wondering, the Dixie is a dollar index. It's not the exact value of the dollar, but it's an index compared to other baskets of currencies. I think that's a common misconception. So make sure to read up on that one. So other world markets are overall, bouncing and bullish. So Bitcoin, we're not seeing direct correlations. I'll have more shorter term updates or shorter term trade setups. But overall, down here, we're looking for longs. I do think the swing failure we do have a daily down here. This is a very interesting level to keep an eye on. Because look how well these levels are respected, right? This daily produced a massive bounce, came down, back tested before coming down, right? And this weekly has been, if you trade on a higher term time frame, this weekly has been magic in terms of catching all these levels. So make sure to mark out these levels on your charts. And we bounced from the top of the channel. There's some other things up there. But overall, we do have a lot of single prints, and we do have a lot of naked pivots up here to fill. So wherever we do bottom out, there's some rocky fill to go up. Hopefully we do get a better trading environment in Bitcoin this week, because when Bitcoin does one of these, right, there's a lot of retracements up and down. This is a very easy trading environment. Last week we just had the one major retrace to where we longed down here. This was your only really good buying option. We had a good one down here, but I'll show you guys my failure. This was our only losing trade, major losing trade of the month, and that's because I exited out of emotion, and it would have went for like 7,000 pips, but instead we went for negative 200 pips. Never forget. So this was a good long down here. I took it and then exited negative 200 pips instead of wrote it up. Anyways, so when Bitcoin is doing this, right, there's no good entry opportunities. When Bitcoin is doing this, I mean, this was a decent entry opportunity, but when you don't get any major bounces, this was a good one too, but I was sleeping. But there's no good entries where you just go straight up or go straight down, right? This where you have some of this, or you come up and have some bounces. that makes it a lot easier of a trading environment. So hopefully we get some more retraces for entries. Sometimes we do scalp entries, but we never like to chase it on breakouts. So hopefully we do get presented with more opportunities. This is diving into um, the nerd TA right now. So if you're on a higher term perspective trader, this is probably your cue, right? So overall, the volume profile is very balanced. One thing that does build a bullish case here is we do have a bigger buying tail than a selling tail. So that does give you the bias that, especially down here from 31 to 30K, there's a lot of buying interest down here. And then we'll see if kind of the value area shifts as we go out through the week. And then just kind of showing you guys the volume delta. So as we did come down here, as you can see, the overall volume went up, but the delta isn't really bullish or bearish. You know, this is kind of all neutral volume delta. Okay, open interest did come down. As we came down, we do have some buying interest very locally. This is a little bit bearish, which I think we're going to come down, but from a whole overall perspective, this is very neutral. Doesn't give you a bias towards one side or the other, which is good. So this gives us the perspective that we're going to stay range bound a little bit longer. I'm just looking at the TPO charts here. You know, nothing that screams out at you. We do have some naked point controls as we come up, but I mean, this is overall a little bit more top heavy here, but overall nothing else that that really screams out at you. One thing I will point out though is, okay, where's the lower range? Okay, so if you do notice, so this value area low, value area high. Okay, let me get rid of this. Where is my fixed range? Okay, so our time point of control, remember this was our point of control for the longest time. Our time point of control has shifted down, whereas the volume point of control is still up here. So that's something to keep an eye out for, which means we're spending more time down here, but there's less volume transacted, which usually if the time point of control and the volume point of control takes over, it means obviously there's a lot more interest at the volume point of control. So this further gives the bias that we're going to come back up. So, but full disclaimer, does that mean you blindly 100x log down here? No, you look for a good opportunity. I'm personally looking for shorter, or I mean lower, or confirmation of the value area low reclaim. But look how well the value areas have been trading, right? So it has shifted, but at the time this was a value area high, rejected, came down here, rejected the value area low, gave us a decent bounce. When we came back in, we backtested the value area low, came all the way up, you know, got accepted back into the value area high, back tested, and now value area low produced a really good bounce for a trade, and now we're below again. So now it's just a matter of seeing, do we get acceptance down here, right? The only thing I would say, the biggest bearish case if we build, that we can build, is if we start doing one of these, or even reject the value area low, hover around here for maybe another day or two, that would give me the bigger bias that we could actually break down. Because as you can see, we've never held the value area low for more than about a day and a half. So we've never spent that much time down here. So if we start spending a lot of time down here, that would be my biggest cause of concern. But the way that it's postured, I don't think it's going to happen. But then again, you can't trade off what I think or my biases. We have to trade off of probabilities and statistics. So overall, you know, we are in this range environment, and I want to bring to your guys' attention that if you learn range trading, Bitcoin likes to do 1 to 3 month sideways consolidations and just bore the heck out of everybody, right? So think about this, right? Do I think that we'll make it to the 3 month mark? Probably not, although I think we could. But we're a month in the range. Let's say we go another month to 2 months in the range, right? Would you rather make no money trading in the month, right? This is not for hodlers, this is for the traders, right? In the next month, you could, or 2 months, you could wait 2 months for the breakout and make zero money. Or you can trade the range and cash out the next 2 months. So I mean, the choice is yours. So just want to really flip around your thinking for the range trading. But I mean, overall, I wouldn't be surprised if we're in this sideways range for a lot longer. And again, I want to reiterate, if we break the lows first barely and swing failure and come back up, that's a lot more bullish than if we break up, swing failure, and then come back down. I think we'll bust through the range that way. But for the people that are like, look, do I think Bitcoin could go to some of these ridiculously low targets? There's always the probability, but just because we have death crossed and we have this inverse head and shoulders, you can't trade for those lower targets right now, right? But on the flip side, am I, so much of a moon boy that I'll say Bitcoin will never go below 30K again? Like, no, I don't think that's fair to say either. We're just literally trading the range until it breaks, and I'll let you guys know if I think that Bitcoin is, going to sustain above or below one of these ranges. I'll keep you guys updated in the chat. But yeah, overall, there's really nothing much to say. I'll keep this a shorter one, same as last week. Like, guys, breaking news, right? Like, you see all these headlines, like breaking news, Bitcoin is going to the moon, or Bitcoin bulls are in trouble, or Bitcoin bears are in trouble, right? No, like, we're in a range. We're in a range. I heard the saying, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered, right? So if we're in a range, if you're bullish at the bottom of the range, bulls make money. If you're bearish at the top of the range, bears make money. If you're super greedy and you only trade to range breakout, pigs get slaughtered. So, I mean, does that mean we don't hold a piece for higher and lower? No, we'll hold a piece, but we take massive amounts of profits within the range, right? But let's say, like, if you long down here, 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 and you have a couple of longs and you have like 5 long trades with one piece left, that's still a lot of profits for the breakout. So, or if you literally just traded this range, that's more profit than you'll ever get on just one breakout trade. So maybe I'll do the math on that one. But think about this, right? We're at 200,000 pips for the month. Okay, it's not even updated. 200,000 pips with a pretty good high win rate. If you rage traded this breakout, you probably lost pips, lost pips, lost pips, lost pips. So you're probably at negative pips. So do you want to rage trade and be up? We'll probably end the month with 250 to 300,000 pips. Or do you want to be negative pips waiting for the breakout? Right. The choice is yours. So at this point, it's like I'm just grasping at straws to see what else new there is to say that I haven't said the last month in this range on the updates. It's literally the same thing. If there's any questions, let me know. If you're confused at some of these methods, we're coming out with more videos to, video modules to explain everything. But definitely keep this one on your chart. Keep this one on your chart. Right, something could happen right here. So, but other than that, I hope you guys crush it this week. I know if you just follow my plan, follow my trades, that I'll give more of the short-term scalp or intraday entries. If you follow those, I'm pretty sure we'll crush it. But otherwise, please don't give into the negativity. Please don't give into the fear. Do we have a chance to break it down? Yes, I think it's very small that we break down and sustain it. So this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but if this was my altcoins of Bitcoin, I would not be panic selling, and I would definitely not be like, if you put in sell orders or shorts, like as we're coming down here, just please don't. Just like, think about it, right? This is all hindsight, but if you don't believe me, this is just like if you were putting in FOMO buys up here, and I was saying please don't. Proof is in the pudding, guys. So, hey guys, let's have a blessed week. Let's crush it. And I'll see you guys in the chat.